How do you feel about a 4-day work week? My company switched to 4 10-hour days. We are diesel technicians and work 7 to 5:30. Half of us work Monday through Thursday and the other half work Tuesday through Friday. We have did this for over 2 years and we all love it. It is so nice to have a 3-day weekend every week. Another thing about it that is nice is if you doctor's appointment or something, I can make it on a Monday and don't have to miss any work. Plus I forgot to mention having a 2-month, this helps out a ton. More time for me to be with my wife and daughter. And if there is a lot to do, I can just come in on Monday and boom, 10 hours of overtime. My employer gives us every other Friday off. We work 80 hours over 9 days, MTH. It's really helpful to have those Fridays to schedule appointments. And I have less desire to burn PTO throughout the year just to take a much needed Friday off, through the end of October. I had only used 5 PTO hours for the year. Mostly for doctor's visits. The only real downside is that on the Fridays that we do work, nobody wants to do anything. I would gladly work 4 10-hour days to have an extra day off. 2-day weekends are too short. They're gone just as soon as you start to feel comfortable. Working a 5-day work week just makes life seem so much more pointless. By the time I get the other things I need to do, grocery shopping, appointments, etc., done, it's Sunday night. A 4-day work week might give me time to play the piano I bought to combat depression. They talked about this in the 70s. Yay, everyone said. My dad did it. He worked 4 12+ HR days and took off Friday. Everyone else was like, if I work the 12 HRS the 4 days plus another 12, I can make even more money. Yay. I work 4 10s a week instead of the usual 8 5s and I ducking love it. 2 extra hours each shift is easily worth the 3-day weekend. Feel like I actually get a break from work each week. In terms of climate change, it'd be about 20% less CO2 emissions from commuters, which is nice. I not only think it would be great, I think we should go further and eliminate required work hours for certain jobs altogether. Most office jobs can easily be done from home with a phone and a working internet connection. There's no reason to force people to commute and sit on a cubicle for hours and hours every week just so bosses can make sure they are working. That's 1919 thinking. Not 2019 thinking. When you hire me, you should pay me X amount of dollars for Y amount of work. Whether it takes me 12 hours a week or 54 hours a week to get it done, my salary X never changes. And any free time is my own. As long as it is 4 to 8 hour days with no change in pay, I can get the same amount of work done in 32 hours as I get done in 40. My BF works 4 10s and it's a total game changer. It's adjusted his schedule so he wakes up at earlier hours on his days off, which gives him more day in his day, on top of already having an extra one. I'm self-employed and I try to have all my work done by Fridays, so we usually get 3-day weekends together, which also makes taking short trips easier without missing any work. It also opens up a weekday for him to do certain things that have more limited hours on weekends, like appointments and whatnot. I think it's less about 4-day work weeks, but more about work-life balance. For people that's already working more than 10 HRS day or no pay overtimes or working during holidays, working 4 days a week means very little. It wouldn't work for me. I work at an animal hospital, open 7 days a week, and there's not enough of us to go around, and the company would never hire enough people to cover for a 4-day work week. There are a lot of pitfalls to this. You have to come up with a rotation. You can't expect the world to shut down on Friday, so now you need a weekend crew. Do they only work 3 days? Or are you overstaffed on 1 day? The clinic gets a lot more busy because all the people they saw in 5 days are now pushed into 4 days. Also, there are a lot of businesses that rely on people working. The food truck guy, if he can't sell food on the 5th day, he now has a pay cut. The daycare lady, Does she continue to charge the same even though your kids are only there for 4 days? Your 15 days of vacation goes from 3 weeks to almost 4. Good for you. Bad for the people that cover for you. I'm not saying that some of these can't be overcome. But just accepting it because a 3-day weekend is awesome won't work either. I don't like it. I'd be bored out of my gourd and probably look for a part-time job on the side. It feels like it would be nice for a week or so, but that'd be it. I feel that 3 days off in a row actually feels like 2 days off. And 2 days of in a row actually feels like 1 day off. Asterisk, got all your work done? Yup. We expecting any more to come in today? Nope. Anything else you can help on? Nope. Okay. See you tomorrow. These should be our work days. I did 4/10s for a while. I was so exhausted at the end of the 4th day I basically spent my 5th day recovering. I'm in ITST, a small company now. I don't see them going to 32-hour weeks for us. This keeps coming up. And I'll keep getting buried. But I will keep saying it. A 4-day work week should be 4/8s. Not 4/10s. For some people 4/10s is better than 5/8s, and that's fine. But nearly every study on productivity, happiness, flexibility, revenue, etc. that deals with a 4-day work week studies 4/8s, not 4/10s. The entire theory is that 40-hour work weeks are excessive for many modern jobs. Cramming the same hours into fewer days completely misses the point. I would do some or all of the following. Cook more, play more competitive video games, join a band, play dodgeball, go to the doctor/dentist once in a while, travel out of state more often. I absolutely support it. There's so much evidence that backs the benefits up. But agree with the comments about lower paid workers just working more at other jobs. This system is good in theory for salaried workers, but not so much for hourlies, unless their wages were adjusted accordingly. I also think it would affect newer members entering the workforce. It's illegal to roll someone's pay back for doing the same job they've always done, in my country at least. Some conditions may apply. But what's to stop companies from hiring new entry levels at a percentage less? There would have to be regulation and laws against it. Cost of living doesn't go down just because your hours do. As long as the pay still matches what I make now and I do have to work longer hours, I'd be thrilled. I work with people with special needs and developmental disabilities. 4-day work weeks wouldn't work in my field. What management never understands is that they are only getting 4 HRS, maybe 6 HRS of actual work. Whether they want us there for 8 or 10 HRS, they are still only getting minimal production. Personally, I'd rather work 4 4-hour days and get paid for 40 HRS. Hello. 4-day work week Haver here. It's wonderful and does have the benefits they say it does. My schedule is Monday 6 a 2 p, Tuesday Thursday 6 a 6 p. While I don't get anything but basic self-care done Tuesday Thursday, I have 3.5 days to unwind, go to appointments, run errands, and do chores. It's magical. I also have a chronic pain condition, so I can take a whole 2 days to rest if I need it, and still have a day off, and a second half of Monday to get stuff done. 10/10s. I enjoy my 4-day work week. 10 hours a day is a little tiring, but I have no reason to complain. I do the same amount of work, and I get an extra day off. It's worth it. I love working 410 HRS shifts. It was perfect. Not too long, but you get an extra day off. Love, love, love. I've been dreaming about everyone, besides emergency responders OFC, having Wednesdays consistently off. That would be an absolute dream. And the health benefits of it, mentally as well as physically, would be well worth it. Even to employers. Even if they don't try to force their employees to make up for that time by working longer on other days. I believe that in many professions, the profits that are lost by giving people another day off midweek would more than pay for themselves in employees' satisfaction, loyalty, motivation, and less need for medical leave. I have thoughts on emergency responders and businesses that organize themselves around people having free time too. But yeah, let it be just said that there are very few people in the world who truly need to go shopping at 8 p.m. on a Saturday. I think it's just an advertisement for Microsoft. Hear me out. Most of the articles I've read citing Microsoft Japan as the example of how it works mentions that they, obviously, use Microsoft applications to make sure they can collaborate quickly to get their work done within 4 days instead of 5. I think this is a very elaborate marketing campaign by Microsoft and not an actual case study on work-life balance. As a business owner, I have thought about implementing this, but the productivity and scheduling definitely worries me. It's a warehouse, so having it closed for 1 day isn't acceptable, as that means people wouldn't receive their shipments in time. The other thing that worries me is that the extra 2 hours people would be working the remaining days wouldn't be as productive as coming in the morning on Friday and starting the day fresh. I feel like 10-hour days would drain a lot of people. I have spoken to a couple employees from other companies who didn't know I had my own business, and asked them if they think a 4-day week would make them more productive. They said no, which made me worry that implementing it would make things inefficient for my business. It's the kind of thing where you can't implement it and then roll back without some backlash. Employees' happiness is important to me, but so is the productivity and efficiency of my business. I have seen the study for Japan and Microsoft, but that country in general is very productive, has a completely different work ethic, and Microsoft usually hires top of the top talent, so the demographics seems a bit skewed. As long as it is 4 8-hour days, and not 4 10-hour days, I would like to see my family during the week. Pretty great. I'm more productive when I know I'll be able to go home if I get my work done, instead of needing to look busy for 8 hours. I commute an hour plus each way, so a 4-day work week would mean 1 less commuting day, which would be awesome. Everyone in here saying they'll be happy to stack the 8 hours over the other 4 days. WHYYYYY pushed for that time off. 40-hour work weeks in the postmodern world is so unnecessary for most jobs, as evidenced by half of you dicking around on Reddit at work. Stop wasting Hunan's time. If the job can be done in 3 hours instead of 4, stop punishing people for doing it in 3 FFS. Only worth it if you can get it in writing that you worked no more than 10 hours. My last job was supposed to be like that, but they always ran for 12 hours each day. I used to have 4-day work weeks for a couple of years. We got a new HR team that ended the 4-day work week to make work easier for themselves. I never got completely used to working 5 days again. And I don't think people realize how insane it is to spend 5 out of 7 days just working. I'm a teacher. That extra day at the end of the week would be amazing for prep, grading, meetings, and so on. Not interested. There was a push some time ago to have our department do 4 10-hour days a week. Maybe that works alright for offices. I wouldn't know. But for physical labor, if your whole team isn't giving it all those extra 2 hours, and they might be trying their best, just spent, then it's wasted time. There's many industries that can function on 1 less day. Education, for example. If you already do so little work that you could cut out a day and still get all your work done, count yourself lucky and quit complaining. I work 5 days, 10-hour shifts. They would just make it 4 days with 13-hour shifts. We would have to totally restructure the corporate stranglehold people have over citizens. In America at least. Don't like your hours or job? Can't just get a new one if you rely on your job for healthcare. Better hope you don't get in a car accident, get cancer, break a bone, etc. while changing jobs. Fucking insanity. Americans are wage/benefits slaves and no one ducking cares.